Where was this? Oh god, I think I've seen this as well.
Dragon becomes me.
Probar el acero del dios dragón. 早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋。
Oh, actually, no, I hadn't seen this one. I thought this was gonna be something different. Never mind. Wait, did I miss something?
Dragon becomes me.
Probar el acero del dios dragón. 早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋。
Dude, what? What are you guys talking about? You guys are going bananas. What are you talking about? You guys are going crazy. Chat, I don't know. I'm scared. You guys are scaring me. Stop. Chat, you're scaring me. Stop it. I'm scared. Stop. Chat, you're scaring me. Why are you guys all spamming John Cena Bing chilling?
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是速度与激情就比
What did I just people arrive to the actual fuck?
最喜欢，所以现在是音乐时间，准备，1、2、3，2个礼拜以后。
Google IT now.
2个礼拜以后，速度与激情就2个礼拜以后，速度与激情就不要忘记，不要错过去，建议你们看速度与激情就，因为非常好。
What am I don't even know what I'm done. I'm done. Wait. Was that the Wait.
早上好，中国！现在早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋。
Oh my god, it was he said the Bing Chill. Oh no. Oh my god. I get it now. I get it. Oh my god, I get it. Holy shit. Holy what the fuck, dude? Wait, I did.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋。
Oh my god, holy shit.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋。
What the f How did you guys, dude, how did you guys all as a hive mind jump to that? Dude, I just didn't understand.
I don't understand why we can't call supports in Overwatch 2 healers. What does every single support do in Overwatch 2? They heal. It's like saying...
Because it's a misconception. If you call it a healer, you think your only job is to heal. You're not supposed to be active, doing damage, doing cooldown, stuff like that. It's about a perception issue.
You can't call the apple tree that gives you apples an apple tree. Sure, it gives you apples, but we can't call it an apple tree. Why the...
What? I'm sorry, what? What was that?
Can't call the apple tree that gives you an Overwatch 2. They heal. It's like saying you can't call the apple tree that gives you apples an apple tree. Sure.
No, that makes no sense. That's the worst analogy I've ever fucking heard. That's like calling an F-150 a car. Technically, it has the characteristics of a car. It has 4 wheels. It's a transportation vehicle. It is registered as a motor vehicle. The F-150s don't have to have a special license like you do with like an 18-wheeler or a motorcycle. You have a Class D license for it. So it is technically a car, but it's not a car. It's a truck. It's on a different frame. It has more power, typically a V8, good at hauling. It's a much higher ride height. That's the difference. You don't call trucks you don't call an F-150 a car. You'd call it a truck. That's the analogy that you're shooting for here. Not if an apple tree is an apple tree, you can't call it an apple tree. That makes no fucking sense.
It's like saying you can't call the apple tree that gives you apples an
Because
apple
like
tree.
an F-150 is a car, but it's realistically a truck because it does all these other things and has all these other characteristics. That's the same thing with support and healer. You call it a support because it's not just healing. You have damage, you have cooldowns, anti-healing, stuns, immortality field, cleanse. You have all these other abilities that make it a support as opposed to a healer.
Sure, it gives you apples.
So, shit example.
But we can't call it an apple tree. Why not? If it makes the most sense.
It doesn't.
And in my case, I come from, playing games like MMOs and whatnot, where you had healers and stuff, and it's like...
Because you do healing.
Knows what you're talking about. I hate when people get bent out of shape whenever you say something, even though they know exactly what you're saying. You said support, not healer. Oh, but you know I meant healer, you freaking muppet. Like, come on now. I don't...
Okay, so... Okay. The last point's actually decent. It's like you understood what they were saying. That's actually not a bad opinion, but The point is, people drive home support over healer, and especially people that have influence, like, you know, streamers and pro players and YouTubers, stuff like that. The point of that is so that when new players come in and we teach new players how to play the game, they don't think, oh, I play healer role. I sit there and I heal. No, there's more to your job than that. And so it's a perception thing, and it gives a better frame of understanding of what you're supposed to be doing when you play the game, because Overwatch is a very complex game. It's not a very basic 2D chess game. It is much more three-dimensional, maybe even like beyond that. You know, like it's kind of like you know, not only like what your character does, but like what another character does on certain maps. Like every map you play a character much differently, so it's a much more complex game. So it's a protection to make sure that the way the game is perceived is still in a positive, good manner. That's why it's being called support, and I will continue to call it support, and that's why all the best streamers and players that do play it also do that as well, because we understand that it's not a sit there and just heal role, because that's not what it is. Oh, I know this guy. I met this guy, so actually, I've talked about this before. It's actually hilarious. I've technically been paid more by Apex Legends than I've ever been paid for by Overwatch. True story. Because at one time I did a play test it was the season Ash came out in Apex. I did a play test. They paid me like a couple $100 to play test the map for a few hours. And I met this guy. He was part of the group with me and CarQ. So he's actually doing Overwatch stuff now. He's cool.
Here are 3 things that you need to know.
He was actually like not to shit on him, but he was like a 300 follower Twitter or 200 follower Twitter, and like I think he had like 5 or 10K subs on YouTube. Like he was very, very small, and he was still invited, which was really cool.
Things that you need to know about counters. Understanding how to counterpick the enemy is a huge part of Overwatch. But what's more important is understanding who counters you and how.
Also, one day we're going to make a rant video about this, but I hate that we were gaslit before Overwatch 2 came out and talked about how counterpicking is not going to be important in Overwatch 2, and then actually Overwatch 2's counterpicking is actually much more important than it was in Overwatch 2. That's it for another day, though.
How to realize when you're being hard countered. So don't just view my series as a guide on how to counter annoying heroes like Zarya. Also look at it as a resource on what heroes are going to counter your main. That way you can better understand how they're going to try to play against you. Counters are not a replacement for mechanics or game sense. Let's say the enemy team has a Winston. Your team then picks Reaper because Reaper counters Winston. Just making that switch does not eliminate the Winston problem. Counter picks don't instantly win you the battle. They simply give you an advantage that still has to be capitalized on. Finally, and possibly most importantly, is counters can be neutralized. For example, Ana is one of the biggest counters to Roadhog. However, if you then add a Kiriko to the Hog, she can cleanse all of Ana's abilities, basically neutralizing that counter and making Hog effective in the game again. Or let's say we have the same situation, but you're on DPS playing as Tracer. If your support refuses to go to Kiriko, as Tracer you could hard focus Ana, forcing her to use her sleep and antis on you, essentially freeing up the Hog. I call this neutralizing through pressure. Here are 3 things.
You know what's funny is he actually hasn't been in Overwatch that long, but he actually has a pretty good understanding of the game. He actually makes some good content. He's actually a good dude. I like this guy.
For that, I was playing Overwatch 2.
My ult! Where's my ult? Oh, I have to shoot. I forgot that I control it. Oh, I look like an idiot. I thought I just got the shot.
That's
awesome!
I
was playing Overwatch 2.
My ult! Where's my ult? Oh, I have to shoot. I forgot that I control it. Oh, I look like an idiot. I thought I just got the shot.
That's so awesome, dude. I love that. That's funny.
When done.
Welcome to Winter
One
City.
done. When done.
Winton.
When done.
Winton.
I hope this dude literally just says Winton the entire time.
Bro, Winston, are you okay? When done.
Most sane Winston player.
Wait, there's somebody behind.
What the fuck?
He's
When
dancing.
What the fuck are you doing, bro? When done. I can't breathe. Bro, what is he just dancing? When done. When done.
It's the Plat Boger.
What? When done.
Wait, what did you say at the end? Hold on.
Done. When done.
Okay, let's go, team.
What?
Wait, he swapped and he's like, all right, now we go win. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Here are 3 quick counters for Diva.
Oh.
For tank, I'm
Oh no.
gonna go with Zarya. Zarya's primary beam is one of the only abilities.
Wait. We saw that stream deck guy earlier. It's Diva counter Zarya.
Counters for Diva. For tank, I'm gonna go with Zarya. Zarya's primary beam is one of the only abilities in the game that can go directly through defense matrix. Diva's primary role on the team is a dive tank. What this means is she wants to dive directly past the enemy tank onto the enemy supports. So say you're fighting a Diva and she flies past you on
He's been here like a month and he knows to call it support. You got no excuse.
your support, you can actually flick a bubble onto them. For DPS, I'm going to give you 2 options. For push and payload maps, I'm going to say Sombra due to the fact that you have a lot more room to operate. On top of that, her hack can shut down defense matrix to help your Zarya set up their gravity, and in general make it harder for the Diva to disengage. And for control maps, I'm going to go with Symmetra. Just like Zarya, her beam can go directly through defense matrix, and it doesn't take very long to reach the maximum damage, which absolutely melts Diva. On top of that, don't underestimate 3 well-placed sentries, as they all slow down Diva's movement, making it harder for her to disengage. Technically, there's not really a good hard counter for Diva on support, but overall Lucio is one of the best supports in the game currently, and with Diva being a dive tank, Lucio is pretty solid against Diva due to his secondary being able to boop her away from teammates that she's trying to dive.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I agree with that. The sim one's a little interesting. He did specify for control maps though, so I'll give him that. I'll give him it. Wait, this is awesome. Alright, that was awesome. That was actually really cool. That was well made.
Overwatch characters' ages that you probably didn't know about. Let's go. Wrecking Ball is a 14-year-old hamster. I never thought I would say that in a day of my life. For all of you Diva Simps, she is 19, Tracer is 26, Genji is 35, Mora is 48, Reaper's creepy ass is 58 years old, Soldier is 55 years old, yet he has the speed of Usain Bolt, and Orisa is under 1 year old at the age of 1 month. I'm not sure what to do with this information. Follow for more, guys.
Also, he called him Genji, didn't he?